All right, we're going to do a mic check, make sure everything is good and we can hear everything. Sounds good. All right, let's get rid of this. 49er, how are you tonight?
I am super califragilisticexpialidocious. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. It's been a while since we've been in the booth together. It feels good to be here.
I know. I made the mistake. I can't say it's a mistake. I want everybody to be able to experience, the fun and the excitement of watching a race as opposed to being in the race, because it's a whole different kind of adrenaline rush. And I honestly have to say that I missed it, so I'm so glad to be back.
Absolutely. I'm glad to have you back. It's always a lot of fun with you, and it's good to be hanging out with you. So, tonight, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Grand Prix of Daytona, where we are live here at the opening night of SnB's IndyCar Series Season 3. We have a talented field of 18 that are ready to capture that first one of the season and gain momentum for future races. These drivers include 8 veterans and 10 rookies. I am absolutely pumped to see how these drivers perform this season, and I know you guys are too. So, 49er, we didn't do this for the first 2 seasons of IndyCar, but we did bring it to multi-class. We're going to bring it here tonight, so tonight will be our first night of SnB's IndyCar Series that we bring out the driver spotlight. Tonight's driver spotlight... Oh, yes.
Something corny.
Let me get these drivers in. See if we can get these guys in while I talk about them. Alright, so these drivers tonight is Leaf Justin 24, who is owner of this league, and the J-Mac Attack 34, who is an in-race official. These two are driving for Team Racing A Racing, giving the hint of Justin's Canadian background and J-Mac's witty humor. Both are veteran drivers in which, if you ever caught a broadcast, you definitely know their names. So a huge welcome to Justin and J-Mac tonight. Let's make sure that these guys are in here. I do believe that they are. So welcome, guys. I hope you're doing great tonight. Crickets, crickets, crickets.
I like to say hello to all my fans.
I don't know. How does the mic work? Does it sound? Is this making sound right now?
You are so nutty, I swear. Alright, well, if you guys are ready to begin, let's get the interview started. Justin, are you there?
I am, and
he's
I
a
am
quiet fella.
doing things at the same time.
I know. You
Trying to
are.
get people in different places.
Yes, you are the owner of this, so I'm trying to get out of the way for you because I know you have places to go and things to do. So we'll start off with you. What is your favorite type of racing?
To watch would be NASCAR, standing over the rest. To race would be either these or NASCAR Heat 2, as unpopular of an answer that would be. I still do enjoy that game, but these cars, if you're talking about Forza specifically racing it, these cars are up there on my list.
Yeah, I mean, it really could be anything. It could be game-wise, it could be real-life-wise, so...
Real-life-wise, NASCAR.
NASCAR?
It's a lot closer than, like, IndyCar, F1, stuff like that. NASCAR just seems like it's also proving me wrong kind of this year at different times. But
Well, yeah. They've had a lot of good races, though, recently, so that is pretty cool to watch.
I just find that one the most entertaining.
Yeah. All right, J-Mac, what is your favorite type of racing?
I don't know. It seems like probably my favorite type to both watch and to, fake pixel compete in is probably big stock cars on road courses, because that's a lot of fun to watch. I love watching cars that aren't necessarily built for that style of racing. lumber around those tracks and beat on each other, and it's usually really fun to watch. And I enjoy driving that style because they're really slick and they don't belong on there, and it takes a lot of finesse to actually make it work. So, I don't know. That's probably my favorite type of racing, I guess. I also like seeing the Indy cars on ovals, so I guess seeing cars where they don't belong might be my favorite.
Yeah.
So I guess by that logic, school buses in a figure eight's probably my third. So.
Yeah, I would imagine, because you always race the odd
agree.
cars out. Yeah. Oh, God. Okay. Next question. How many seasons have you done for SnB as a driver? Justin.
Basically all of them.
So, I don't even know, like 4, 5, 6, something like that, right?
4 NASCARs, 2 IndyCars, and a multi-class.
Yeah.
So this is number 8.
Oh, crazy. 8. I didn't even count it, so yeah, that's crazy to think about. All right, J-Mac, how many have you done?
I have done 2 NASCAR seasons. Never made the finals. Never won on an oval.
Poor guy.
I have run. This will be my 3rd IndyCar season, which there have only been 3, so I guess that makes sense. Never won on an oval. And then multi-class. I did the 1 season of that and got skunked in that one. So those are my 6 seasons with SnB so far.
Very, very nice. All right, next question. What is your
He likes
favorite
right-hand
track on
turns.
schedule? He does. J-Mac is very much a right-hand turn kind of guy. The guy loves
I'm
road
pretty
courses.
backwards, some would say.
You're very much into like
Pretty
details
backwards.
and, like you said, finesse. So you aren't backwards, J-Mac. But what is your favorite track on schedule, J-Mac?
God, probably on this schedule we have now. I do love the Daytona sports car course, but
Yeah.
the Homestead Oval is a lot of fun to drive. It's a lot of fun just because the racing is really even, and I don't know. I've had a lot of fun driving that track in these cars in various lobbies and whatnot, so I imagine the race will be sort of the same.
It is a lot of fun to watch too, so that's for sure. What's your least favorite track?
Probably the Homestead Road Course, because I have never been good there. I wasn't good at Yost Marina, but I also wasn't really trying for speed, so
Yeah.
maybe I might be better there on a second try, but both of my races at the Homestead Road Course have gone modestly poorly, so
Very nice,
that's a
J-Mac.
place I need to get better at and probably need to start enjoying, because as I've always said, I've always been of the idea that if someone doesn't enjoy something, and then I should learn to enjoy it because I'll be better than them at it. So I probably need to start liking that track somehow, some way.
I mean, that's true, though. That's true. If you don't enjoy something, you're not going to be as good as if you did enjoy it. So it's a good way to look at it. So hopefully you can get past not liking Homestead, and I'm sure you will improve there once you do. All right, Justin, what is your favorite track on schedule, and what is your least favorite?
I would say I like all of them. Probably my favorite, I pretty consistently said, was I really like Road America. Sonoma. I really like this track tonight.
Awesome. What's your least
Kind
favorite? Oh, sorry. You had a nice pause in there.
Laguna is up there. I actually have Road America been consistently saying that, and have nabbed a win there once upon a time, so that kind of helps that out with raising it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Least favorite. Like I said, I like all of them. I would probably the one that I'd have the least amount of attachment to would be a place like Mugello.
Yeah, we haven't raced
I
there
never raced
too
there
much.
before.
Right.
I like Laguna, obviously. Those are the two new ones. But I would probably say, if I had to rank them, Mugello would be the lowest on my list, just because, although I do like it, there's been nothing that has ever been with that track that has made me grow any attachment to it.
Right. All right. If you could have any job in racing, what would it be? We'll go with Justin.
I really don't know.
I like that job. Well, we'll let you off the hook
really
then. J-Mac, what would you want to be if you could have any job in racing?
Well, besides the obvious of driver, that would be, pretty cool. I don't
Yes,
know.
it would.
Working at a track, managing a track would be a lot of fun.
I never
feel
even
like-
thought about that. That'd be a lot of work, but yeah, that would be a heck of a lot of fun.
It would be a ton of work, but yes, like overseeing the day-to-day at a racetrack, all the different things that can go on at a place like that beyond just racing and scheduling races
Right.
and being there for all the races would be a lot of fun.
Awesome. Okay, last question for you guys,
I-
and I'll go ahead.
What?
What were you gonna say?
Go ahead.
Oh, I think something behind the scenes, as far as like working on a team, would be pretty interesting. Like working as some type of crew member, like not even necessarily the guys that get the spotlight, like the crew chief or any of the crew members that actually go out in the box, but just somebody that is there on scene that helps out. I think that even something as, I wouldn't say small or simple, but even something like that would be cool. Other
Right.
than, like J-Mac said, other than the driver itself.
I like that answer. The back scene. I can totally do that. That'd be awesome. All right, final question. I'll let you guys go. What is your style of racing? Do you save tires? Do you push early? Stay with the pack? How do you see yourself as a racer? What's your style? We'll go with Justin.
This was one that I could not come up with an answer for myself. I liked J-Mac's answer.
And what is J-Mac's
He called me
answer?
Jeff Burton randomly.
Yes, he did. I remember that. But why did he call you Jeff
He called me
Burton?
Jeff Burton as in just kind of hangs out and stays out of trouble, and then boom, when everybody else wipes themselves out, I'm just there.
There's Justin. Knocking on the door. Yes, I have to agree. That is very true. That is very true about you. J-Mac, very interested in hear how you see yourself as a racer, what kind of racer you are.
I don't know, man. Whatever style, I hope it stay with the pack.
I would think so. I would think so.
I would hope that would be, no matter what, that would be a check that I marked.
Yeah.
But does that make sense? I don't even know. But I don't know. It kind of depends on the situation. Like I've had races recently where I decided I'd be hard nosed and push real hard, and I've had races where I conserve. I don't know. It kind of just depends on the situation. But overall, I'm a pretty conservative driver. I feel like I manage my equipment and try to make it to the end and try to stay out of trouble and out of people. But
It's very true. I think you're a driver. I talk about this a lot in the stream, and the streams I do. You are very, very good at conserving your tires, conserving fuel, taking care of that equipment, like you were saying. And it's paid off for you several times where other people are pushing it and they can't quite conserve like you do. So you may be like mid-pack and all that stuff, conserving your car, but later on in the race when everyone else has ran out of fuel or their tires are worn out, that's when you come creeping up on people and you just make a move for the win. So it's really cool to watch. It's cool to see that. So that's it for me tonight, guys, as far as driver interviews. Big round of applause for you guys. Good luck tonight.
Okay, it's our turn to interview you.
I actually have a question.
Yep.
Uh-oh.
I want to hear this.
Oh, it's easy. Well, no.
Okay.
I can be serious when it's time to be serious. So this is for both guys.
Deep voice 49er coming in hot.
Obviously, you guys are, capable drivers, so eliminate yourself from this question. Knowing who's in the field from the returners and what you know of the rookies, pick a driver that you think you'll have to watch out for this season.
Interesting question.
I mean, the obvious there is BDF, because he was second in points and won a bunch of races last season. And he's going to be fast, and he's going to be on the easy rules package. So, he's definitely the one to watch out for. And there's no, I don't know.
That's basically
Pretty cut and dry.
the solid. I think BDF, obviously. There's a lot of other people out there, like I would throw a Skyline or a Metallica or even J-Mac here as people that you could throw into the hat that could be contenders based on situation, based on the track, based on whatever. I think there's a handful
Skyline and
that
me
could take that next step.
We'll be on the same settings, so
Here we go.
that'll be an interesting one to watch. Well, here we go. I mean, you can pull out the violin if you want.
Oh no, you guys are
I love
awesome.
fiddle music.
Good luck to you
Texas,
guys
man.
tonight. I hope you guys have a fantastic race.
Yes. Good luck. Have a great race.
Okie dokie. Thank you.
All right, see you guys.
Bye bye.
And I want to throw in a quick shout out to Bad Horse and the SnB club member for my paint scheme for tonight.
Hopefully he's watching. That would be awesome.
Hopefully
that
he
if
sees it
could see
along the way somewhere.
The camera is on it now. You are there, shining brightly. Very cool. I hope he is watching, and I hope he sees it. But yeah, 49er tonight, 3.59 miles. We have 28 laps. Here's our situation. We were talking about it earlier with J-Mac and how he conserves and everything. These guys are gonna have to do that tonight. For hot laps, these guys can run in the 127s, but for race pace, you're looking probably 128 and 129. Thing is that your tires are gonna wear out a lot faster than your fuel. So you're gonna see guys either running it as hard as they can, but they're going to have to be pitting earlier than everyone else. Or you're going to see other guys that are conserving their tires, and hopefully they can hang out until around lap 14 or 15. So it's going to be something we're going to have to keep our eyes out on. It'll be very interesting, 49er.
I totally agree, and it's an advantage that, hold on. It's an advantage that the veterans will have over the rookies. I know that we have some very capable rookies this season, but given the experience that, like you said, J-Mac and Justin, BDF, Metallica, Lucky 2115, they all have their own strategies. So, yeah, it's going to be, especially, on tonight's race, the rookies are going to have to battle these experienced guys, and BDF is good at it. J-Mac is like, he's got a master's degree in figuring out strategy.
Absolutely. And that's actually one thing that we've seen BDF struggle with. He is extremely fast. The guy has got so much speed. Last season, actually in the multi-class season, we saw him able to conserve tires at a race, and he did a fantastic job, and it worked out for him. Now, in IndyCar, it'll be interesting to see if that carries over, because he's going to have to do it tonight. Tonight is going to test him, so as it'll be very interesting to see what happens with that. But another thing about tonight, 49er, turn 1. It could be a disaster. We have that first turn that is a hard turn to the left, and these people, if these drivers, if they go in there too hard, you're going to see a huge pileup. So I'm hoping we don't see it. Hopefully it'll go smooth, but it is the first race of the season. A lot of these guys are going to be new to racing with each other, so we'll see what happens.
Turn 1 and the Daytona circuit course could be otherwise known as reach out and touch somebody's front end.
Oh my gosh. I want to say a huge thank you to Mike Sobieski for the cheers. I really appreciate it, and thank you all for joining. I see a lot of people out there in chat already. That's awesome. I did bring out betting, so if you want to place your bets, go ahead and do that. Here is how you do it. It's pretty easy. I have someone blocking my screen. There we go. Let's make sure I did that correctly.
Did you just put somebody on blast?
I did my vote. We'll see what happens. I have been wrong so many times before, but it's pretty simple. You don't use the names, guys. You just use the number next to the name, and that is how you bet. But bets are open. I will cut them off after qualifying before the race. We are just getting these guys in tonight for the race. We have 19 people in here. There are 18 drivers. There is one person, at least, that I know of that will not be able to be here tonight. Let me see if he has got a replacement. I know Kami Recon is here, possibly for, let's see if Styx is here. Styx is here, so Kami Recon might be here for Metallica. I'm not really sure. We'll have to clarify that. Okay, yeah. They're still figuring it out. All right, I gotta ask 49er, who are you gonna be looking at this season? As far as, like, who do you think's going to win and all that type of stuff?
Well, you know, like we were saying earlier, and you know, I had to eliminate J-Mac and Justin from them picking who's going to be the driver to watch. But obviously, Justin, J-Mac. I think I'll probably watch BDF a lot because there was a couple of races last season where, like, he just got way out in front, and he was so far in front you thought it was just going to be a runaway, and then all of a sudden something happened, and he had to fight back from 7th place and ended up in 3rd or 4th. So BDF will probably be the one that I'm going to watch. I'd also like to see, when we were doing the tryouts, if I'm not mistaken, Duke the Rebel was a pretty good driver, so I'd like to keep an eye on him as well.
He's fast. He's definitely fast. We can't leave out the rookies. Duke the Rebel is a rookie for this league. He is definitely not a rookie for an SnB league, but I'll tell you what, we have a lot of fast rookies out here. They outnumber the veteran drivers. We have eight veterans to 10 rookies, so it's crazy. Active is someone we need to look out for. Duke is someone we need to look out for. Hayden, he's fast also. And let me go down the list here. I mean, we just have so many talented drivers. Kami Recon has been here before. Styx, he's a veteran. Stanton, I believe he's filling in for somebody. We still got to figure out who. NASCAR, he is a great driver out there. But I'll tell you what, we have a lot of drivers out here that are very, very talented. So this is a great field for this season. I'm very excited to see how it's going to go.
Absolutely. And I believe, because math wasn't my greatest subject in school, but if we have 10 rookies and 8 vets, then this is probably that I can think of, the biggest field that we've had for any SnB race event.
Well, multi-class was a little bit bigger. They had 20 drivers because you had 10 drivers of each, the GTs and the P1s. So
that's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
So it is the biggest though for IndyCar. It'll be like I said, this whole season is going to be very interesting in 49er. I have to say, we're bringing out damage this season, so huge change.
No.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
No.
You're going to see damage, which is why turn 1 is going to be very important. They're going to have to watch how they enter turn 1. I mean, it can be very disastrous. It is a very quick turn. And we have the bus stop that they need to look out for, and we also have the International Horseshoe. So these guys are really going to have to make sure that they're aware of their surroundings and aware of their braking zones. Damage is on, guys. It could make or break your race. However, they can pit whenever they need to. The rule of where you cannot go in during caution, that's not the case anymore. They are allowed to go in when they need to.
I had no idea damage was on. So obviously
Surprise!
This is a video game, but in real life, you know, we may see a transmission or a front end or a rear wing laying on the ground because somebody wasn't paying attention going into turn 1 and just crashed.
It's true. It is very true. How many, so we have some people in the audience. Fuzzy Snuggle Kitty. Thank you for joining us tonight. You can't bet on me because I'm not driving. I'm in the booth with 49er. We are just going to commentate the race tonight and all season, actually. So I wouldn't bet on me anyway because, you know, if you've watched any of my races, I will lose. And how many are using racing wheels? Go ahead, 49er.
No, I was just going to say, if it was possible for us to, like, give some points to Fuzzy Snuggle Kitty. Yeah, just the name alone, you should win, dude.
It is a mouthful, but I love the name. It's awesome. And we have another person asking, how many are using racing wheels? Is this an oval race? Daytona, we are doing the sports car circuit, so this is definitely not an oval. I don't believe that we have anyone on a wheel. If we do, it's news to me. So, I don't believe that anyone that is on a wheel, usually, they are not tonight, from the sounds of it.
No. It's a brave suggestion, noble thought, but not going to happen.
It is. It's crazy. You know, I raced this earlier on a wheel. I ran a 1:31, I believe. And race pace is going to be anywhere from 1:28 to 1:29. So I'm like, okay, well, let's just see how I run on a controller. I go to a controller, and I'm like 1:29 flat. So right there, bam, 2 seconds. So controllers can be a lot more technical, but a racing wheel is a lot more fun. So, you know, you got to pick your poison. Do you want to have more fun on a wheel, but it can get kind of a little swervy for you? Or do you want to go for the time and try to win that race? It just depends on how good you are on a wheel on this game. It can be challenging.
Yeah. Depends on what the wheel is mounted to. If you're mounted to a desk or a table, it could be fun. If it's mounted to a TV tray, yeah, your race is going to end pretty fast.
Your wheel might be on the ground if it's to a TV tray. I can only imagine. No thanks for that one.
The fun is over.
Oh my gosh. Bad Brains, you've been using it since yeah, so I would imagine that you are faster on a wheel now. A lot of these guys, they race with us on NASCAR and are used to doing wheels on an oval. So for some of them, not all, but for some of them, to take it over to a road course, it's challenging. It is very challenging. It is sim steering for a lot of people. You can use assist if they want to use assist, but I think it's, what is that? Friction assist is off, obviously. There's a lot of guys that prefer to have everything off. We have drivers like Lucky 2115 who have everything off, and J-Mac Attack, I know, is running everything off for assist. I'm sure there's other drivers out there I have not been able to talk to them about it yet. But, yeah, we have a wide range of people out there racing at different assists and capabilities as far as that goes. So we'll see what happens.
Part of me wants to press that X button, but I know better.
I pressed it a few times. I'm like, wait a minute. I don't want to do that.
Yeah. Like, just kidding. Right?
Yeah, exactly. And let's take a quick peek at everyone's paint schemes. These guys made their own paint schemes. Now, okay, Justin, a very nice guy in the club, made his paint scheme, so he is running it tonight. So if you are out there, Bad Horsey, I mean, you see it live right here. He is running it tonight for Daytona. I know. So it's awesome of him to do that, and Justin wanted to show the appreciation and run it out there tonight. So he is admin. It says admin 1 year. He has been an admin. Justin has for SnB for over a year now. Long time. And it's very cool. We see Beyond Perfectly's paint scheme. Scissor Blades, who is a veteran. Lucky.
SpaceX. Space Force.
It's a very cool paint scheme. Like, I really like that. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
We have BDF's Diet Pepsi paint scheme. I have a feeling he is going to bring out his other paint scheme for the rest of the season, though. But his Diet Pepsi is looking pretty good out there. 49er in the booth with me. We'll take a look at his car. Very patriotic. We have Axiv. Like I said, guys.
Forever.
Absolutely. We got to keep our eye out for Axiv. This dude is fast. I'm excited to see him out there tonight. We have Dion 4Dub in that beautiful orange and black Hooters car. Duke the Rebel with that lucky strike. Hayden Salmons. NASCAR 24 Tron fan. Stanton, who is filling in for someone which I still haven't been told who that is, so I still need to find that out. We have Skyland 4, who is a veteran driver. Reimer. Call Me Recon and another Hooters. And J Mac Attack. And then we have Craig. Last but not least, we have Styx, who is another veteran driver in that Verizon car. I believe the only person we are waiting for 49er is Kaysen. He had to restart because you know how Forza 7 is. It likes to kick you out and, yeah, destroy all hopes of a race. So we're waiting for him, and then we should be able to get going for qualifying.
And having said that, and remembering last season, the last two seasons, you know, it's a shame when modern technology acts like it's from the Stone Age, and someone that is having a good race or a decent race, and then they lag out. It's hopefully, you know, we know we're going to have a good race. Hopefully nobody lags out, nobody loses connection, and everybody is able to start and finish the race and do a really good job.
Absolutely. You know, it was a tough road for Forza. Our second season for IndyCar could have been ran on Forza 7. We decided not to because they had so many issues that they had to kind of go over and get situated. So we ran the multi-class season on it several months after the game was out. So it worked pretty well. It had some issues, but that's okay. And here we are. They have pretty much smoothed out a lot of stuff, but it is not a perfect game by any means. And we're seeing that right now. So we're trying to get Kaysen in here, which is another guy we're going to have to look out for. He is in the NASCAR league that I own, and this guy is very fast. And I was impressed with how fast he is here in qualifying. So I'm looking forward to also catching him in the race and seeing what he can do. Are there any esport drivers here? No, not that I know of. If they have, it might come out in a driver interview, but As far as I know, there is not. Trenton, how are you? Hope you're doing well. We're listening to Kaysen right now. He is having a lot of trouble. Let me see if I can invite him. We'll see if he can get in. Sorry. We have a delay, but we will get there.
Well, while Frozen is doing what she does best, working her magic, trying to get everything situated and help out, I would just like to throw out there that I hope everybody is anxious as we are to get this season 3 of the SnB IndyCar League started and going, and we're gonna have an exciting race tonight. This Daytona, you know, typically everybody knows Daytona for the Speedway Oval. If you're familiar with the Indy League, though, the sports car circuit is no joke. And as we alluded to earlier, you know, turn 1, you're coming around on the oval, and then all of a sudden you've got to hit the brakes because turn 1 will be on you in the blink of an eye. So, and then the rest of the track can be difficult, and you know, you got to maneuver around, and there won't be too many areas in the circuit part of the track to side by side. Most of that will happen on the oval, so positioning is going to be key. So anyway, I hope everybody is looking forward to this race and ready to see some action on the track tonight. We got a lot of good drivers. It's going to be exciting, so sit back, relax, and we'll get this show on the road.
They pretty much have everybody in here except for Kaysen, so we'll see. I'm still trying to figure out, but I think everyone has muted me in the party. So I'm trying to figure out who Recon is filling in for and who Stanton is filling in for. And I've asked like 8 times, but I think everyone has me muted. Okay, I just heard someone say Stanton is filling in for Metallica. And so Recon... Who's Recon filling in for? Scartown. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So there we go.
This league race, now that you've gotten all that situated, and you weren't really muted after all, they were just trying to sort things out. We got to give a shout out to Metallica. Hopefully he's watching. I know where he's at, and he's having a good time.
He better be having a good time, because I'm a little jealous.
Remember what I text you, Metallica. You better start coming through, man. You got my number.
You tell him, 49er. All right, so we have 17 drivers. I think they're going to get moving soon. We do have Kaysen in. So that's awesome.
Woohoo!
So we just need Skyland to ready up. Justin is giving them last-minute notes. We should be getting ready to go soon to qualifying. First race is always the toughest. It is always the biggest, we'll call it rain delay, of the season. After this, it should be pretty well smooth. So... we'll just get Skyland ready up, and then 49er and I, once we get to the next menu, we'll be ready to ready up, and then we'll go to qualifying. Get those bets in, guys. Let me see.
I also want to give a shout out to an old Navy friend of mine that I reconnected with on Facebook. Mad Dog Margie, I know you're watching, or you will be, so What up, girl?
Huge welcome for everyone for joining. I think we're ready to go. We're going to qualifying, guys. I'm excited. I am very pumped. We've all been waiting. A lot of anticipation for this day. A lot of guys were doing some prepping for tonight's race. We are here at Daytona Sports Car Circuit at night.
I'm not even driving and my palms are sweaty.
First race of the season. We see J-Mac out there. We did lose somebody. It was Kaysen. Hopefully we can get him back in here during qualifying.
Does he need an invite?
Yeah, could you send him an invite?
Yeah, I'll get him.
They have 3 laps, guys. First lap, obviously, it's going to try to get them up to speed. We see J-Mac warming up those tires, trying to get prepared to make that hot lap. We're going to be looking at times anywhere from 1:27 to a 1:29 for qualifying. Here we go, Thrills. That's right. Very cool. We see these guys coming around. The first time was the International Horseshoe. Coming around a couple of those turns. They will be hitting the bus stop soon. Who is it? J-Mac is in first. These are going by time, so it's not exactly perfect. He is not actually first, obviously.
Oops.
We see J-Mac.
I remember how to work this screen.
Once he gets past this line, it looks like 9th. We'll take a look at 9th, see how he's doing, which is BDF 48 Gaming. We have a fan out here for Tron. Eddie, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Top speed, you cannot pay attention because a lot of times Forza is not correct on the top speed. We've had top speeds out here of over 1,000 mph, and you know that that's not correct, so we'll just ignore that one. Lap 2 we are on, so you will see those speeds get better. This is when we'll see them come down to 127s and 128s. Duke the Rebel and Scissors. They are ghosted. They don't have to worry about damage or anything for qualifying. Just run your lap. Try to do it as cleanly as possible. If you get a dirty lap, you will be in the back of the field. They did change the boundaries as far as what is dirty and what is clean. So these guys have to get used to that for this season. It's going to make a lot of guys have dirty laps that usually would not. So it's something that we're going to have to keep an eye on also. We're going to see a couple of drivers that normally wouldn't start in back. They will be this season just simply because they changed those limits. All right, let's take a look, see what he ran. He has a Duke, the BDF actually has a 128.3. Let's take a look and see. We hear some drivers talking 49er, and if you dirty your lap in the bus stop, it makes your next lap dirty. That's another issue. These guys are gonna have to be careful with that also. It's craziness.
It's just more things to make the race more interesting. They're trying to make it as real as possible, and those are things that you have to be concerned about. If you, even in qualifying, you know, let alone the race, in qualifying, you've got to drive a damn near perfect race.
It's very true. Yeah. All right, so we have Skyland with the 129. We have Reimer with the 130. Sticks with the 130. Axiv. Dion. Dion is out there with the 134. We're on the final lap, guys, so we're going to see these final times coming in, and we'll see who takes pole. BDF is the fastest at the moment with the 128. We have a lot of 129s out there and a 130. I'm very curious if we're going to see 127 on the board tonight. If you can get it and it's clean, you will be on the pole position tonight. Let's take a look, see if you can get it. 128.376 will be the fastest. And that is BDF 48 Gaming. All right, we're going to let these guys finish up. We'll take a look once we get to the next screen and see who has pole. I'm pretty sure it will remain BDF 48 Gaming. So he's your pole sitter tonight as long as he hangs on to that. And we'll see how the rest of the field finishes.
This is one of those tracks where positioning is, it can't get any more important. If you're in first, if you're on the pole, you have an advantage over everyone because there's no one in front of you to have to worry about braking to keep from hitting when you get to turn number 1. That dreaded melee corner. That's all I can think of.
The bus stop is going to be tricky. And we're also going to see, like I've talked about several times, 49er, turn 1. If we can get past that, we saw it last season. Turn 1 of race 1, we had a huge pileup. So hopefully we don't see that tonight. But let's take a look at what we have here. So we do have a couple of dirty laps. We have Reimer with a dirty lap. We have Justin who has a dirty lap. Hayden Salmons. We have Stanton Drums who is filling in for Metallica. Let's see who else. Dion, Sticks and Kaysen. Sticks and Kaysen got a DNF. I believe I heard Kaysen. He lagged out, so hopefully we can get him back in here for the race. But all these guys are going to be in the back starting for the race. Looks like BDF
Did he
will.
get my invite?
I'm not sure. Let's take a look, see if he's out there. We do have 19, so he should be back in here. He is, yeah, he's back here, so we should be good to go as far as that.
He is.
Hopefully he can stay in the race. I'm really hoping. All right, guys, if you want to place your bet, now is the time to do it because I am closing them off. So I'll give you another minute for that while we wait for these guys. But we have BDF in first, Duke the Rebel in second, Scissor Blades and Axe. Axe will be out there. A lot of close times. These guys are very, very fast. We have J Mac Attack with another 128. So he will actually be up with 1 and 2.
Frozen Thrills is asking, how does he bet?
How do you bet? Okay. So you want to have a bet on Tron. So basically, let me get the command here. So basically what you want to do is use exclamation point bet, and then you'll have a space and the number of the driver, and then you'll use the amount that you want to bet. It's pretty easy. I'm trying to copy and paste it for you. I'm having all sorts of difficulty though.
Reimer can't get into the chat channel.
I did hear that. I saw that. You know, it's just the loveliness of Forza 7. Actually, that has nothing to do with Forza, but we'll go with it. Let's blame them. And I can't copy and paste it. Let's see if I have this together. Nope, that's not the right betting, so don't bet on that. That's not even right. We're still trying to get one person in here. You can see Lucky is loading in. Duke the Rebel is loading in. Eddie, thank you so much for the follow. I really appreciate it. Forza 7 is not being kind tonight.
No, it's not. Damn it.
Alright, so if you want to bet on... Thrills, if you want to bet on Tron, his number is 15. So what you'll do is put exclamation point, bet, and then a space, and then the number 15, a space, and then whatever you want to bet on him. Hopefully that helps.
Bet it all. Let it ride.
I bet what I bet. We'll see. You have 122 points to bet on. You will get double the money back if you bet 122. Actually, whatever you bet on. Mike Sobieski, Forza is not so kind a lot of the time. Let's see if everyone is loaded in. Agon, how are you? Hopefully I said your name right. Hope you're doing well tonight. Alright, I am going to close off bets if I can get on over there. Ah, you bet it all, Thrills. Brave, brave. Betting has stopped. These guys will do a pace lap at the start, and then once the race is over, they will do a cooldown lap for that. 28 laps. So we are having damage. It is simulation damage, so if these guys have contact, they will probably have to go in and pit. So let's hope it is a clean race. And yes, it is if there are 2 or more cars. So 49er, if we see 2 cars that are wrecked out, they, like I said, they'll probably have damage, and we will have to go in for a caution and for pits for them. These poor guys. The race was at 7, and it is 7:40. We'll get it going, though. You bet 10,000, Mike Sobieski. Do I see that right? Are my eyes going crazy? Oh yeah, you need to remind me, Thrills. I'll get it for you, buddy. Because you switched profile, so. Alright, I'm thinking most people are here. Kaysen is still having an issue where he cannot get in very well. We'll see if he holds. I believe Dion now lagged out. So if we can get him in here and get this moving, we'll be going racing.
Alright, going after Dion.
That's another guy that has a really hard time connecting with Forza. Forza is not kind to him, and it goes back and forth quite a bit. Most seasons, I think actually, I'll have to go back on my notes, but haven't we always started at Daytona night for the first race of the season? It's kind of a tradition, I think. I'd have to confirm that, yeah. So, we need Skyland ready it up. We got Dion in here. He's still loading up. But once he loads up and readies up, and Skyland readies up, cross your fingers, guys. But I think that will be ready to go. I'm worn out. I don't know about you guys. Poor Justin.
I know, right?
We got to talk about a lot of these guys' racing team names. So yeah, we have 2 drivers on each team. So of course we're going to have, since we have 18 people out there, we're going to have 9 teams. So we have BDF and Sticks on a racing team. The racing team is called BS Racing. They are the veteran drivers. Then for Leaf Justin and J-Mac, their team name is Racing A Racing. And they are also a pair of veteran drivers. For Metallica, who is not here, but he has Stanton filling in for him tonight, and his teammate Skyland, their team name is SDM Racing. Craig and Scartown are teammates. They're in Aftermath Motorsports, and these guys are rookies. Redneck Racing includes Kaysen and Hayden Salmons, and they're also rookies for this league, although they are not rookies for SnB. Lucky Tron Racing, that includes drivers Lucky 2115 and NASCAR 24 Tron fan, who's got a couple of fans out here tonight. Redline Motorsports, for the Dion 4 Dub and Beyond Perfectly drive for them. They are both rookies. Team Slice and Dice has Scissor Blades and Axe. Scissor Blades is a veteran, Axe is a rookie. Last team is Barbron Chevy Racing. That includes Duke the Rebel and Reimer, who are both rookies. So, Bad Brain, do you have it on the Xbox One X? Because on, yeah, if it's optimized for that, I can see why there's a lot of issues on here, because it's always the case. Let's see, do we have Kaysen here? We have Dion here. We just need Skyland to ready up, and I think we're okay. Oh, we need Beyond readied up too. Oh, that's too funny. We also, Justin, he has to get everyone in the right order, but guys, I'm hearing that they are ready to go, so we should be getting to go racing time. He's double checking, crossing the I's, or crossing the T's, dotting the I's. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Once they do the pace lap, I'm going to introduce the drivers along with my booth partner, 49er. And we'll get these guys some airtime with their cars and their paint schemes. Let's hope that everyone is here and we didn't lose anybody. Alright, your pole sitter is BDF48 Gaming. He is in the number 10 car and he races for BS Racing. Let's change that. Next one is the J-Mac Attack. He is on the outside of BDF and he races for Racing A Racing in the number 34 car. In the third, we have veteran Scissor Blades, and he is out there racing for Team Slice and Dice in the number 5 car, even though it says 10. Random. Fourth, we have Duke the Rebel. He is out there in the number 86 car for Barbron Chevy. Man, tongue-tied. In fifth, we have Axiv, who is in the number 17 car. He is Scissor Blade's teammate for Team Slice and Dice. In sixth, we have Lucky 2115, who is in the 2 car. And he is racing for Lucky Tron Racing. Seventh, we have NASCAR Tron fan, He is a rookie out here, and I think you're going to see a lot of cool things from him. He is in the 53 car racing for Lucky Tron Racing. Beyond Perfectly is out there for Redline Motorsports in the number 64 car. And Kami Recon is filling in for Scartown. Scartown races for, let me see if I can find him on here. He is out there for Aftermath Motorsports in the number 3 car. 49er, take it over.
All right. So, where did you leave?
You are on number 10.
In 10th, we have Skyland driving in the number 4 car. He is part of the race team SDM Racing, teammates with It's Metallica. In 11th place, I gotta do these buttons. 11th place, we have Stanton. He is part of, I believe he's filling in for someone.
Stanton is for Metallica.
Stanton is for Metallica. Driving in the, well, he's filling in for Metallica. In 12th place,
we're coming up on the
Leafs
start.
Justin. Yeah, 12th place, Leafs Justin. We'll go through it real fast. 13th, Hayden. 14th, Reimer. 15th, Sticks. I promised I'd get your name right this season. 16th, Dion. 17th, Kaysen. Welcome in here, Kaysen. And that's it.
All right, we are off, guys. We are racing. BDF has quite a great start. Duke the Rebel, you see him wrecking back there. I don't know if there was contact, but BDF has a huge, huge lead off of these guys. I'm telling you what, turn 1 is going to be something they have to watch out for, and we already see it. Absolutely crazy. Second, we still have J-Mac Attack. He is doing a great job out there. Third, we have Scissor Blades. He is right on J-Mac's bumper. And behind him, we have Axe, who is a rookie. And I'm telling you what, guys, you need to watch out for this guy. He is very, very fast, and he looked great in qualifying and also for tryouts. Let's take a look. We have a lot of cars back here. Justin and Beyond racing quite close. We have a lot of packs here already forming. Justin going on the outside to make a move on Beyond Perfectly. I don't know if he's going to be able to do it. We'll take a look here. Justin takes over 5th. And then we have Beyond Perfectly behind him. And guys, look at that behind him. Skyland is all over Beyond Perfectly, going on the outside, trying to make a move on Beyond. Looks like Beyond might lose 6th place over to Skyland, who will take that over. All right. Let's take a look back here. What are you looking at so far, 49er? I think we lost a 49er. But this field, guys, it is very, very packed. We see Lucky out here.
Was talking to himself because his mic was off.
There you are.
Yes. Yes, it's not just a challenge on the track, folks.
I just saw an incident back there. Let's see if we can catch it. We had a couple of cars spin. Stanton, we see him right next to Kaysen. These guys are just going super, super tight racing. Reimer is out there in 10th, taking his time getting around that turn. Kaysen is all over him. Kaysen is getting pressure, a lot of pressure from Stanton Drums, who's filling in for Metallica. Behind him, we have Sticks, who wasn't sure if he was going to be able to get here, so I'm glad to see him out here tonight.
Absolutely. Frozen, I'm riding with Lucky 2115 as he is made up ground on Beyond Perfectly. He's about to make a move on the outside as they're back on the oval part of the track. He's up high. Can't come down yet.
He's got it. He's got 6. He passed Beyond. Beyond is in 7th. He's going into that first turn. Gets a boot from Beyond, but is able to hold on to it. That was quite a bump that he got. I don't know if Beyond was getting pressure from somebody else, but that could have been an issue right there. Let's take a look at our leaders and see what's going on with them. We see BDF, and let's take a look at that map. What is going on with these guys? We have J-Mac Attack about 200 feet behind him, and Scissor Blaze about 200 feet behind J-Mac. So these guys got a little bit of distance. They still can see each other. They're hanging on to it, but BDF, he is fast here, no doubt. He runs basically those hot laps almost every single lap. But like I said, guys, around lap 14, they're going to have to come in. You can try to conserve your tires, but some of these guys may not be able to do it. So I'm curious to see how well BDF will be able to do that tonight. Can he conserve those tires, or will he have to go in earlier? This race is 28 laps. It is very important that you make it at least 14 laps. What do you have, 49er?
What a move that Skyland just made on. Oh my God, Skyland just made on Stanton. I hats off to him. It was a gutsy move. This is a log jam between 6, 7. Somebody just took turn 1 really, really wide.
Look at these guys. You have 5 guys right here in a pack, and I'm gonna bring it out for the first time so far. You could seriously cover them with a blanket. I mean, I have to say it because these guys are on top of each other. Skyland and Stanton, they are no strangers to racing with each other. They've raced each other in different leagues. So these guys, look at these guys going into here. I mean, Skyland's got somebody at his front bumper and he's got somebody at his back bumper. Very intense racing. I want to take a look at Kaysen. He's out there in 11th. He's got his teammate Hayden Salmons right behind him. These guys looking at the pack ahead of him. If they can work together and kind of help each other out, maybe, just maybe, they can catch up to the guys in front of them. It depends on how these guys in front are racing. If they are trying to pass each other up, Kaysen and Hayden will have no problem trying to catch this front pack in front of them.
No! Stanton and Beyond just got into each other. Let's see where they are now.
Stanton is out in 9th. That will be a caution. We have Hayden Salmons slowed down. I don't know if he was involved somehow, but that is going to be a caution. Lap 6 of 28. That's going to leave BDF in the front position still. J-Mac will be in 2nd. We have Scissors in 3rd. Axe in 4th, who will be the rookie up front. And I am not surprised, guys. I've talked about him before. It is no surprise to me. This guy is super fast. We have Justin in 5th. Lucky in 6th. Sky in 7th. Reimer in 8th. Stanton Drums 9th. And Kami Recon, that will be your top 10 driver right there. These guys are still racing to the flag. The caution didn't get called out until right after they passed that. So they are still racing to get back to the start-finish line to get that caution started. I'm curious if we're going to see anybody with any type of damage. Let's take a look at NASCAR Tron Fan. He does have damage. The way he was going, I would imagine that he would. 100% steering damage, he's definitely going to have to go in.
Yep. It was bound to happen sooner or later. You know, these turns, you know, you can go side by side in the wider part of this track that everybody is, you know, that part of the track is well known, famous Daytona oval part of the track. But once you get into the circuit part, you can't go side by side, and you know, accidents are going to happen. And you know, the new niche in the game now is that damage is on. So it's going to change everybody's strategy.
Absolutely. And I'll tell you what, drivers 13th through 17th all have a ton of damage. So once pit road opens, these guys are going to want to go in to fix that damage. There's no way. Some of these guys are only able to go about 40 mile per hour. So they have to go in and definitely fix that. BDF will lead them onto pit road if they choose to go in. My thinking is that if you think that you cannot hold off and conserve your tires, they're going to go in. It would be a smart move. So I'm thinking that people like BDF and some of these other guys are probably going to go in. He may surprise me. If he wants to hold on to that lead, he may stay out. J-Mac, I'm very curious. I'm thinking that, man, it's a toss-up 49er. It's early in the race. We're lap 7 of 28. So I'm curious to see if he's going to go in. He's good at conserving those tires, but if he's afraid of any type of damage or tire wear, he may possibly go in also.
These pit stops or unscheduled pit stops, if you're on a strategy of trying to finish the race in 1 pit stop or 2 pit stops, unnecessary cautions can throw an extra, thought process in your head. Do I go in now? Do I stick with my plan? Is the race gonna have a lot of cautions? How is it gonna affect me? So I like the fact that the damage is on, because it just adds a new trick into the game. It makes you think a lot harder about what you're gonna do. BDF he's good at figuring out situations, so I think it'll be okay.
Absolutely. And we have several veteran drivers out front, so I'm very curious to see what they're going to do. And Axe, will he follow what these front drivers are going to do? Damage is completely new. We see BDF, who looks like he's going to go in. These guys juke him out. The top 5 stay out. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's hard to tell, but yeah, we have these guys all staying out. So they are wanting to keep their position. It's going to be crazy. It looks like 49er, we have the rest of the field that are pitting.
You're absolutely right. I'm watching. I mean, and I know the pits are simulated. It's just fun watching them come out as they crash into each other. I'm watching Skyland just come out of the pits. He came out in 8th. Lucky 2115th came out in 9th. Duke the Rebel came out in 10th. I'm going to go up here in the front.
We have the final guy going in for a pit. Let's see who that is. Beyond perfectly. The poor guy had so much damage. He's just now getting into the pit, so he's going to really have to book it to get back in with everybody else. There is no 2-lap rule, simply because we have damage on. So that is something new to the season. If they do wreck, right as soon as they go back to green, if they do wreck and there's damage, these guys are, they will get a caution called since there is damage. Race stats. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Frozen. I'm just looking at the tire wear on the guys that stayed out.
I'm curious about that, so you have to tell us. I do see BDF with the fastest lap of 1:27, so this guy is flying. Let us know about tire wear. I'm very curious.
They're all of the 1 through 5 that stayed out. All of their tires are in the yellow. However, the percentage of wear, the highest I've seen so far is 37. Or maybe that's how much they have left. But they're all in the yellow, so maybe it was worth the risk. Given the number of cars in the field and the circuit part of the track, this probably won't be the first caution. Maybe it'll play into their favor, but the tires on the first 5, they're in the yellow, but they're doable. They can work with them.
Yeah, they only have 30% damage, 30% wear on their tire, so they're okay. You know, like I said, it was when the caution came out, it was lap 6, so they should be okay. However, will they be able to hold on until 14 with this caution? Hopefully that'll help them out. I won't put too much wear on them, but time will tell.
Yes, if you look at their fuel, like I'm with BDF right now, he has 68% fuel left. If I go back here to JMac has 69% fuel. So the tires are okay. Fuel, I don't know. What do you think, Frozen?
You know, fuel-wise, they don't have to worry too much about fuel. So I think no matter what, these guys are going to go in at 14 or 15. I'm assuming that's what we're going to go in for. It would make sense for the tire wear. Fuel is not really going to be an issue tonight. So we have someone back in pits.
Uh-oh. Let's go see who it is.
It looks like it's Reimer. They were supposed to go green, but I'm not sure what happened with him. So I'm assuming that they will go green this time. Heinemann, what is up? Hope you're doing well. Agon, thank you so much for the follow. I don't know if I called that out yet, but thank you so much. These guys are going to have to leave space for each other, though. Going into turn 1, it is disastrous. I've talked about it over and over again. I mean, it is just super hard turn to go through, especially when you have 18 cars piled up. So they need to give each other space. They need to be patient. Now is not the time on turn 1 to grow impatient. This is the turn where you need to give each other room and catch up on the backstretch.
All right. Reimer has caught up to the field, so everyone will be good to go. And this is restart.
They should be going green. We're going to come up here on the bus stop, and then after they get around this turn, they will go back to green. We will be headed out to lap 10 of 28. It will be a cool down lap after the race is over. Heinemann, J-Mac is in second. And I'll tell you what, this guy is fast here. I've been talking about it all night. He knows how to conserve. So he's going to be putting some pressure on BDF, who is currently, he got pulled tonight and he's currently in first.
Yes, it's like, I attribute it to being like the Battle of the Titans, because you have J-Mac called it out in the race interview that he thought BDF was the car to watch, and J-Mac is no slouch. So, you know, you've got BDF 1, J-Mac 2. It's going to be interesting to see. You know, BDF's going to run his race, but he's going to have to look in his mirror every once in a while.
All right, we are getting ready to go green. It is on BDF's go. Here they go. BDF has a nice start. J-Mac did not let him out of his sights this time. Look at that restart. Absolutely fabulous on his end. Scissor blades right behind J-Mac, doing a fabulous job. These guys going into turn 1. Can they hold it? No mistakes whatsoever. We see it backing up just a little bit in the midfield. Let's see what we can find out midfield here. I saw Kami Recon. Yeah, we have a huge wreck back here. I'm wondering if Beyond is involved. No, he looks like he's safely through. Skyland looks like he got the brunt of this. He is off the track. Damage. I don't even see damage. I'm assuming that this is a mistake because I don't see him moving.
I wonder if... No, there he goes. His damage, if you...
Does it show damage now?
You can see it a little bit in the front. Yeah. Well, it still doesn't show any damage, but I can see it, like, the whole front end of his car looks like it's messed up.
Yeah. Kaysen is having a rough night tonight. Besides having connective issues with Forza 7, he has damage yet again to his car. So a rough night for him. NASCAR 24 Tron fan, he looks like he's keeping it clean out there. We'll see, though, because so far that is not completely accurate. Dion 4 Dub has 100% steering damage, so that guy is having trouble steering out there, obviously. Driveline completely damaged. He is going to have to make a pit stop. He is struggling out there.
Hayden looks like he's having some issues frozen because he is doing donuts in the grass trying to get to the pits. His damage is showing he has rear end damage and side body damage. He is in the pits.
Reimer has damage. Yeah, a lot of these guys have damage again. It's just something that they're going to have to watch. Lap 11 of 28, it is a long race. They really just need to give each other the space. It's the first race. A lot of these guys are not used to racing with each other. We have 10 rookies, so they outnumber the veterans. When you have people who are not used to racing with each other, you just have to be more cautious. It's better safe than sorry.
Absolutely. Damage is going to be a key part of the race now. It will determine whether I mean, obviously you're going to go in the pits and you're going to fix it, but it could determine your positioning and points for the season. I'm honestly glad it's in, because it just it makes it just that much more realistic, and you have to pay attention to what you're doing.
Absolutely. I think it will bring out more cautions this season. We went the past 2 seasons with several races in a row with 0 cautions. These guys, really, really talented. I mean, they're very talented in this field also. But when you have damage involved, it's very challenging to keep your nose clean. And that's what we're seeing tonight.
Absolutely.
Opening race, getting used to each other. That turn 1 is an absolute killer, as you're seeing. So we're going to have to deal with that all night.
Yep.
We see
obviously
Axe. Go ahead.
When they get to the, I mean, I'm sure there are some that like the ovals. There are some that prefer the circuit, the circuit courses and all that. Ovals probably won't have nearly as many accidents and cautions. It's these circuit tracks that are going to be the tricky ones with all the turns and everything. Let's go up here. What were you going to say about Axe? I'm going to Axe right now.
When I was looking, Axe made his way up to 3rd. I'm curious. I think this is a time where people are going to come into pit. We're lap 11. Man, and they're staying out once again. They're proving me wrong.
Did the okie doke again.
He did. So did BDF. So we still have quite a few people going in, but a lot are staying out. And Axe, like I was saying, he made his way up to 3rd. But, the first 3 races of the season are really tough on turn 1 entrances. So I think the first 3 races we're just going to have to be patient, because next week, Mugello, turn 1 is not going to be very kind to them, I would imagine, with 18 people going through there. And it's something that they're going to have to deal with every race. So it'll be a challenge.
Looking at the tire wear, I know we only have 2 more laps before we reach lap 14, and when they're all will probably go in. So I'm sure they'll be okay. It's just, for me, not driving these courses on a regular basis, I mean, like BDF's front tires are at the right tire, outside tire is on the 52%, and his front tire on the left is at 51.3. I'd be freaking out right now, so I'm glad I'm not driving.
These guys are used to it, so I'm not surprised that they did not go in. But we're going to see these guys really start to feel the tire wear. However, having these cautions are really, really helping them with tire wear. They're not putting all that wear and tear on them. Yes, they are driving them, but they're not going full speed into these turns and putting all that wear on them. So they're good for a few more laps, I would say. But man, BDF, JMac, Justin, Scissor Blades, Axe, and I believe Call Me Recon, they're on really, really old tires. So we're going to have to keep an eye on to see if people are going to pass them up since they're on older tires.
Mm-hmm. And with the front 5 being as close as they are, and then the middle pack being as close as they are, when the front 5 go in, they'll be on newer tires when they come out, so will they be able to make up any ground on the pack that will stay out? Because I have a feeling that these first five are all going to go in at the same time, and then the second part of the back of the pack, they're going to be able to start working their magic and try to stay up front and keep BDF, J-Mac, Axe, and Justin and all of them from getting Scissor Blades and Justin from getting their spots back. So it's going to be an interesting
Absolutely.
race, to say the least.
Yeah, definitely. Here they go. They're going to go on BDF start, and they are off. J-Mac once again gets a fabulous start. Axe is a little off of him, but these guys got a great start. It does make me nervous going into this first turn. Can this mid-pack hold it? It's going to be an issue, guys. But so far, we're seeing these guys hold on to it. Let's take a look at mid-pack, see how they're doing. I thought I heard Justin say he's close to the wall or into the wall. He looks okay to me, so I think I misheard that. But these guys made it past turn 1, and cross your fingers. Let's make sure that they get through. They got through that first horseshoe, the international horseshoe. Going through that second one. Let's take a look at the front. See how they're doing. J-Mac all over BDF, putting the pressure on him, trying to see if he will make a mistake. Axe not too far behind. We have Justin out there. And behind Justin, we have Scissor Blades. That is your top 5. Who are you watching, 49er?
I just went to Scissor Blades, currently in 5th place. Scissor Blades is probably, whether he thinks he is or not, Scissor Blades is probably right where he needs to be. He's close enough to the front 4 to be within striking distance, but if something happens, he's far enough back so that if something happens, he can drive right by it and gain some spots. So Scissor Blades is actually running a pretty good race right now. He's right where he needs to be.
Very true, very true. He is one that is very consistent, and he does a great job being out there and 5th. I guarantee he's going to pick up a couple of spots tonight and hopefully get that podium finish. We're out here driving with Duke the Rebel. These guys are stacked up back here, 49er. We have Duke the Rebel with Stanton, Lucky, a lot of guys. Skylin, very tight-knit group out here.
Yep, and wow.
You're watching this action.
Thinking about making an aggressive move. I know, it's crazy. I was just about to say that. Whoops, I keep hitting the wrong button. I was, giving Scissor Blades, kudos for running a smart race, and then I go back one spot behind him, and Skylin is like all up in his exhaust and everything.
Duke the Rebel looks like he's putting a little bit of a block on Stanton going into that bus stop there. Duke gets a little bit of a run off of him. No worries right there. They are on the front stretch going around. He is flirting with that yellow line. Hopefully he does not hopefully he does not spin out on it. It's something that you're going to have to watch though. Let's take a look at these top guys again. It was such a close race. BDF 48 Gaming still leading. What do you got, 49er?
Turn 1, Duke the Rebel thought about going on the inside of Call Me Recon, but Call Me Recon recovered and shut the door in his face. Battle for 7th and 8th right now.
We have a couple of packs out here, and it's making for some interesting races. Call Me Recon is right on Skylin. Skylin is right on Scissors. And let's see who Duke the Rebel is right on him also, right on Call Me Recon. These guys are just very, very close. The racing is just intense. Skylin hits the wall just a little bit, slows him up. Call Me Recon is behind him. Duke right on Recon. I think we might see a move being made shortly from Duke. There he goes, trying to take the outside. Could not make a move. Goes through the bus stop. Call Me Recon in 7th. Duke the Rebel in 8th.
Frozen, I'm riding with Lucky 2115. Give a shout out to all of his fans. See how he's doing. He's currently in 10th place, following probably intently watching the race between Duke the Rebel and Stanton right now as they battle 7th and 8th.
Let's ride in car with him. You see how tight this is going into turn 1. Absolutely insane. We see Duke the Rebel, Stanton, and he just has a whole pile next to him. These guys are spinning those tires, putting that wear on it. Lucky catches up to Stanton. He goes on the inside. He couldn't hold it off. Stanton got a little bit of a better run. These guys, though, I'll tell you what, making me very nervous. Lap 16 of 28 is going to be very, very close. I want to bring it back to
I came back
BDF.
here with Reimer, Frozen.
All right, let's go visit Reimer.
It's so when they get to the inner part of the track where all the turns are, anything can happen. And I'm riding with Reimer now. He's currently in 10th, and you know, it may appear that he's out of the race, but one mistake in those inner turns and he's right back in there. So, you know, if you're a Reimer fan, don't give up on him. We still got plenty of time, and anything can happen. And we also have to. Has anyone of the front 5, have they made their pit stops yet?
All right, I want to take a look at first here and see what's going on. So these guys in the front, they're taking their pit stops. We have Leaf Justin out there in first, Skyland in second, Call Me Recon in third. So we have BDF. Skyland goes into the grass. I don't know what just happened there. I just missed it, but he's off into the grass. Justin is still the leader from that. Scissors, Axe, J-Mac, BDF, Sticks, all went in for the pit. Nice space between Justin and Sky, who got off into the grass out there. He's about 350 feet behind Justin, who is now your leader for tonight. Duke the Rebel is in third. Call Me Recon, who is in fourth. I'm curious. I would imagine that Justin, since he is on very old tires, Call Me Recon goes into the grass. I don't know if there was lag involved. I hear them talking about it. We might have a caution, guys. Lap 17. Now, the race, once you hit 30, is going to be over because they did have that pace lap, which does not count towards the race. So, the race actually when you see 30. Yeah, I figured he would be.
So now
Skyland is your new leader.
Is Skyland, yes, but he hasn't gone into the pits yet either.
Let me see. I'm hoping he doesn't have any damage. No. He looks really good. Went into the grass, but that did not affect him at all. He has some tire wear, 42%, but he should be okay. What I'm hearing in Discord is there is no caution now. It was a one-car incident, so they should be good to go. Duke the Rebel hanging out there in second. Stanton Drums moves all the way up to third. Fantastic on his part. I know that these guys are pitting and everything. It'll be interesting to see how it plays out. We are on lap 18, so we'll see what happens.
This is that part of the race that I had mentioned earlier where the front pack was in control of the race. But now we have some new leaders. That backpack they're up front now because the leaders went in. So now the leaders, these guys are going to have to work something out where, you know, their strategy and everything, the leaders are going to have to fight to get back up front. So it's going to make for an even more interesting race. I'm still riding with Duke the Rebel, currently in second place.
Kaysen goes in for a pit stop.
First. Oh, Kaysen went in. Let's go see Kaysen.
Yeah, Kaysen is in. BDF is out there in 6th, making his way up through the field as these guys make their pit stops. Dion Ford Dub out there in 7th. J-Mac Attack in 8th. And we have NASCAR 24 Tron fan.
Close enough to smell the exhaust.
Absolutely. Justin did go in for a pit stop. He's about 1,000 feet behind NASCAR 24 Tron fan.
Where? Let's go see Justin.
I hear Sky saying that fuel-wise, he's actually pretty worried if he's going to be able to make it. He thinks he can make the tires work. But as far as fuel-wise, he's not sure if he can make it for the rest of the race. So, if he can make it work and conserve fuel, we'll see what happens. He might take home a win tonight. We'll see. Different strategies, cautions play out, and it'll be an interesting finish.
Yeah. Eventually, you know, I mean, you have, when you're worried about your fuel, you have to decide what's more important: driving hard to keep your position, or driving smart to save your fuel while you try to keep your position.
Now, Sky and Duke, I believe, went in at the same time under caution. Sky has 55% tire wear, 49% fuel. And it just moved up, which is amazing. So we'll see. We'll say 49% fuel. That's Duke the Rebel. What? That's Skyland. Let's go to Duke the Rebel and see what he's doing. He's got 46% fuel. It's showing no tire wear, which I know is not true. So it makes me wonder about how accurate they are with the rest of it. But fuel wear is going to be a huge, huge issue. I just said fuel wear.
Fuel wear.
How do you wear your fuel?
I don't think anybody would have caught it if you hadn't put yourself on blast.
What did I say last season? It was something just really out there. It was on the finishing lap, and I think I called them like a corpse or something, and I didn't mean to. I don't know. I'll have to ask them, but they made fun of me for that one for a while.
Yeah. You're going to be hearing about fuel wear for a while.
Yeah, you know, fuel wear. All right, we have BDF out there in 6th place. He is about 120 feet behind Hayden Sammons, who is in 5th. BDF, I believe, is the first one who went into that group with the pit stops. He's got J-Mac behind him about 900 feet. I'm kind of curious what happened with J-Mac. He's getting that time, but still, he's pretty far back considering what I thought he would come out as. I'm not sure exactly what happened with that.
There is a battle for 4th place. Oh. I don't think it was on purpose, but Reimer gave Hayden a little love tap. I'm sure it wasn't on purpose, but that kind of messed up Hayden's mojo, and he is currently in 6th now, because while he was trying to recover from that, Reimer came out of nowhere and drove right past him.
Reimer might have passed him, but look who just made it to 4th. BDF made his way right past Reimer. Hayden Sammons is in 6th, right behind Reimer. That is a mouthful.
Well, since given the mistake in fuel wear, don't do Hayden Sammons.
We have J-Mac Attack out there in 7th place. He's about 1,000 feet behind Hayden Sammons. He's got Dion behind him about another 1,800 feet, so there's some space between these guys. Very curious to see what happened with him during this race, but we are on lap 22 of we are going to 30. So once we see 30 hit, this race is over and they will do a cool down lap.
Frozen, I'm not. Who are you? I'm riding with first place Skyland.
I just made my way there too.
Fuel percentage, yes. Look at his tire wear and his fuel.
He's making me nervous. Okay, I'm out here. His tire wear. He's got 67% tire wear. I think I heard him in Discord saying that he thinks that he can make it on fuel. So, I'm no mathematician, but I'll be very curious to see how this goes. He's making me very nervous though. Let's check out Duke and what his fuel wear is. He is, still a little bit less than Sky. Sky's definitely going to have to hold that, conserve that fuel if he wants to bring home a win for this. He's got a lot of conserving to do. Duke the Rebel, I don't know if he's going to ride this as hard as he can or if he's going to conserve. That's something that we're going to have to watch out for.
You know, Skyland, you know, I'm not trying to, you know, each driver has their own strategy. Skyland is going for the win, so he's doing what he feels he needs to do. Fuel may be his major concern right now, but to me, you know, it won't do any good if you cross the finish line on your rims, because right now his tires are at 70% on the front and close to 60% on the rear.
Stanton's
And
just now
Duke
hitting
just went by
40%
him.
fuel. Did he? Yeah. I'm hearing a lot of talking going on between these drivers and discussing whether they can make it or not. I don't know if Duke is just going all out. He looks like he is giving it his all, which makes me think that he is going to have to go in. Now, Sky, I can tell that he is definitely conserving. I'm very curious if he's going to be able to make it, though. I mean, if you're over 3% wear on each lap, he's going to have an issue. So we'll see if he can conserve it. BDF is still in 4th place. This guy is out here giving it all he can. He is about 2,700 feet behind Stanton, who is out here for Metallica. He's out here in the top 3. Great racing by him tonight.
Absolutely.
J-Mac has made his way past Reimer. He now takes over the 6th place spot. He's about 250 to 260 feet back from Hayden Sammons. I want to take a look at what these guys, as far as lap times, are doing. Duke the Rebel running a 129. Hayden Sammons 129. J-Mac a little bit faster to 128. Reimer was a 130. We have Dion with a 131. Scissor Blades a 129. A lot of 130s out there. Axe, who is in 16th. What happened? We kind of forgot about Axe out here. Had a fabulous first half run. He is out here in 16th. I don't know if he got damaged somewhere and had to go in, if it was a one-car incident, but he is back here in 16th.
It's unfortunate. He was having a good first half of the race, exactly like you said. There's no telling. You know, it more than likely was probably something that happened in the inner part of the track. It's unfortunate. However, it's an early season. This is just race number 1.
Skyland has fallen back almost 1,000 feet from first of Duke the Rebel. He is obviously saving all he can. This guy is just hoping that he can hang on to all the fuel and tire. So he is taking it easy on it. He's got 76% tire wear and 24% fuel left. It's going to be very, very close. We have a few more laps. We're on lap 25 of 30, so we'll see what happens. Stanton is all over him. If Stanton can hold on to it, he might make the move, or he might decide to stay back and kind of let Sky guide him and maybe make a move on the last lap. We'll see what he does.
This is going to be interesting.
Skyland gets a little loose.
Duke the Rebel's tire wear and everything, don't know what's up with that. He is at 18% fuel frozen.
I'll tell you what, I'm on the edge of my seat, guys. Race 1 of Season 3, lap 25 of 30. We got guys on so many different kind of fuel strategies and tire strategies. 17% fuel. I don't know that he's going to be able to make it. It's going to be super close. If he does more than 3%, he's not going to be able to hold it. I don't know what his tires are at because Forza's not showing us, but it's going to be tight.
Forza's doing us a favor. They're probably really, really bad, and they're just sparing us the agony.
Watch their fuel be like completely fine, like they have 50% fuel and it's just not telling us. Like, could you imagine?
We're getting all excited for nothing. He's probably got a full tank.
Well, the thing is, the drivers don't even know that, so they'll be going in no matter what.
Yeah.
Stanton holds off of Skyland just a little bit, kind of setting the pace out there. I think Sky is kind of leading everybody off of the "we are saving." That is going to allow people like BDF, J-Mac, Justin. BDF just takes over third spot from Stanton. He is on the move, and he is going to try to take over first place once again. He's got those fresher tires. He's got more fuel, so he can go and make those moves and be more aggressive and run faster. Lap 26 of 30, guys. If he's going to do something, he needs to do it now. I can hear... Go ahead.
Can you hear them in the chatter?
Yes.
I'm pretty sure Duke the Rebel probably feels BDF coming, and he is at 11% fuel.
Absolutely insane. We have Sky and BDF who are talking at the moment. Sky is saying, I will move to the right in turn 1. I will let you by. So I get it. My tire and my fuel wear is a lot worse than yours, so I'm letting you go by.
Right.
I'm not holding you up. So we'll see if BDF, once he gets past Sky, can he make it to Duke?
Somebody just went into the pits.
Duke the Rebel. Did he go into the pits?
No, Duke did not go into the pits. I'm still riding with Duke. He should, though. He's at 9%, but there's only 3 laps left.
It's going to go crazy. I'm at the edge of my seat already, and we still have a few laps left here. Skyland, as BDF went by, Sky said, Go on by. Congrats on the win. He's already congratulating BDF, and the race is not even over. It's gonna be interesting.
Duke wanted to hear.
No, Duke is not wanting to hear that. That's putting more pressure on him, and he is already feeling the pressure. Duke is saying, "Hey, BDF, watch out. My tires are dead." He just went through the grass a little bit, cutting the track. He is definitely struggling out there. I know he wants this win. Only 6% fuel. His tires are toast. BDF is quickly catching him. He's going to pass him up. All Duke can hope for, along with Skyland, Duke's in. Duke is in. BDF is your leader. Skyland is hoping to maintain a podium finish. We'll see if he can. He's in second. J-Mac moves up to third. Patience pays off. Douglas, a big shout out to you. Thank you so much for the follow. I really appreciate it.
Yes. 2 laps left. I'm riding with Skyland now. His front tires are at let's just say 90% if you round it off. And his rear tires are at, let's just say, 75.
And J-Mac is just catching Skyland like crazy. He is going to be making a move pretty soon. Skyland is just wishing and hoping. He's saying out loud, we should just cut this race 1 lap short. Great idea. J-Mac responds with negative. These guys are a crack up. BDF still out there in first, doing a great job. J-Mac, I guarantee he'll be passing up Sky in a second. It was a good strategy
Yep.
for Sky, and I wish that he was able to hold it off and get that first or second. But man, the tire wear and everything was J-Mac. That tire wear and everything is that's just how it goes. J-Mac is under his breath going, "Thanks, Frozen. You're making it so I don't pee down.
Oh,
You're wishing
here
it."
comes. Oh, no. Good recovery, Skyland. Skyland took turn 1 kind of wide. Good
Skyland is
recovery in
telling.
time, but J-Mac.
There they go.
Oh, there you go.
J-Mac goes in for the pass. Skyland says, go right, go right. Lets him on by. BDF is in first. J-Mac in second. Guys, let's take a look. We're past that International Horseshoe on the second part of that. BDF, if he can hold on to it, he's got J-Mac about 1,300 feet behind, so BDF might take this first win. This is the final lap, final few turns. He's got to get past this bus stop, the tricky part. I'm pretty sure he can handle it, though. J-Mac will...
Justin just took over third.
Justin takes over third. There he goes. And Sky's hope for a podium finish is over.
But he's
BDF.
got nothing to hang his head about.
No, he doesn't. He did a fabulous race. BDF comes around the final turn. Here he comes. He is your winner of Season 3, Race 1 of Daytona Sports Cars Circuit. Congratulations to BDF. Great job. They will do a cool-down lap. J-Mac takes home second. Leaf Justin takes home a podium finish with third. Absolutely crazy. BDF hung in there, held that confident, and he took home that win of the season.
Yep. It was an amazing race. You know, the pit strategies were once again a huge part of this race. You had Duke the Rebel and Skyland, who I don't think anybody bet on either one of them, and to the last 2 or 3 laps, they were so close they could smell it. But the pit strategies played a huge part of it, and BDF got where he needed to be. J-Mac caught up and got back in front, and so did Justin.
Absolutely. And I'll tell you what, J-Mac had me guessing because he was so tight with BDF, running so close with him the entire race. But after that pit stop when they went in, he had such a huge space between him and BDF. I was curious what happened with him. But he came back. I mean, that's just how J-Mac is. This dude is fantastic at conserving, and he's very good at just coming out of nowhere and surprising the heck out of everybody. Same with Justin. We talked about it before. These guys are very, very good at just being patient and coming out of nowhere, and here they are, second and third. And then you got BDF who won.
Yep. And another mastery skill that J-Mac has. How about those restarts?
The restarts were insane. I mean, great restarts. He did not let BDF out of his sights. That man was all over his bumper. Great racing on their part.
All right.
We had 2 bets on BDF, so congratulations to those. I think I am actually included on that. We have Mike Sobieski, who was the other bettor. MW Wright, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. Once we get back to the lobby, I'm going to invite these guys in here for an interview. You want to do the second interview, 49er? That would be for J-Mac.
Sounds good to me.
All right. Well, I can hear these guys in Discord. They're having a lot of fun out here on the cooldown lap. Congratulating each other and trying to get Sky to finish the race, because that poor guy, he is struggling out there, just completely out of fuel. Let's take a look at him.
There's no Jimmy Johnson in this race.
Yeah, they're not even showing him on the track. He's poor guy. Let's take a look. He's parked out in the grass. He's gonna be cutting the grass. All right, I'm gonna start getting these guys in here.
I think I just saw a rear wing in the grass.
Justin is taking their positions, making sure he has everything, so it might take him a minute to get in. Was 42 taken? 42 is driven by Dion 4Dub. All right, do we have everybody? We do. Would you look at that? You guys are sneaky. A crazy, crazy first race of the season. Congratulations to you guys for being the top 3. It was an amazing race. I got to start with BDF. You won your first race of the season. A lot of people will say that is no surprise. How are you feeling going into tonight's race?
Tonight's race. I knew that if I drove a clean race, I'd be partially okay, and I had my work pretty well cut out, like my strategy and stuff, if we had no cautions. So I was pretty confident going into the race. My main goal was to not worry during the race, not get anxious during the race. That was what my main focus was pre-race. Because I had a tendency to do that in IndyCar. In qualifying, I did that a bunch in multi-class, and that kind of screwed me over in the first few races. And my goal was just to keep my composure, and I felt like I would have done well.
You certainly did, obviously. How did you feel once cautions were coming out? Did you know that you were going to stay out that first and second caution?
I knew that I wasn't going to be able to go past 15 laps on my tires because I'm not a good tire saver. So pitting on lap 6 was just, I didn't really have the mindset to do much with that because I'm not going to go more than 20 laps on my tires.
Right.
But then when the cautions kept falling, and I was thinking, oh, this is a good chance for people to save tires and all this stuff. And people in my party were telling me, you should have pit on that caution. So let's wait on that. And then I see the people who did pit on those early cautions, and the strategy was coming to them. Duke, Skyland, Dan, I think they're all pretty good tire savers. And I started getting worried about that because I'm like, oh no, they just out-strategied me. I just got out-chack-announced. But luckily those extra 2 laps that came into favor. Usually I curse the final laps of a race, especially in some other leagues, but they went my way today. Right.
That was going to be my next question. What were your thoughts when the caution came out and you pitted and everything, but everyone else already pitted? They stayed out. Were you afraid that you were not going to be able to catch them then?
I was thinking on the early laps, I think we had gone back racing with like 17 to go, and we had a few green flag laps here and there, so I was thinking, there's no way they're going to go this entire distance. My ultimate goal was to just try to stay ahead of the people who did pit under green, like J-Mac and Justin and Scissor Blades. That's really what I was aiming for, and then I started to pass people that hadn't pit yet. They were going for that one-stop strategy, the pit under caution.
Right.
And I kind of got held up behind them a little. Saw a nice battle for 4th between Reimer and Hayden. A little bit of bumping and banging.
We saw that. We saw that.
Racing
it was.
The roll through there. It was good racing. And then coming down with like 9 to go or 10 to go, they're calling out their tire wear percentages. And I'm thinking, there's no way they're going to make it. They're so confident that they're going to make it. But I've never seen anyone do that. Like, I know they're good tire savers and all, but I don't know if anyone's physically able to go so many laps under those tires, even at this track where a lot of it's just, I would call it a straight oval, although it's the oval. Most of it's the oval, so it's not the extreme tire wear that you would see on other tracks, but I was thinking, these guys look too confident for this. And then when we're coming to like 6 to go, I'm thinking, okay, I'm not going to catch them under green flag. I've just got to hope their tires burn and they have to pit or something like that. Then I start seeing Skyland back off really far. By the way, good job on that 4th. He did a good job managing his tires towards the end. He did a good job there. And I was thinking, these guys are at like 80% wear with just 5 laps to go. I don't think they're going to make it. And then, sure enough, 3 laps to go. They're all like, oh, my tires are dead. I was thinking,
It
okay,
was
let's
so
just not mess
close.
up.
Yeah, it was so
Mhm,
close.
that's-
I know that Sky tried his darndest, and so did Duke. They did a great job, and who knows? I might have tried that also if I was in their seat. So great race to them though, and you did a fabulous job tonight. So congratulations on your win.
Thank you.
First race
Good
of the
job,
season. Yeah, and you bring home
you,
a
49er.
win tonight. What are your thoughts on next week's race at Mugello?
Ooh, Jello. Unlike this race where, surprisingly, this race turned into a tire wear battle. Next week, I've done some pre-testing there. It's really going to be a tire wear battle. Like, I can only make it like 10 laps, but I'm not good at tire saving, and I think people like J-Mac and Skyline and Metallica and all these good people that are really good at tire saving, I feel like they can one-stop this race. So hopefully the cautions fall in my favor. I'm able to get through that. Plus Mugello has a lot of turns that I'd say are pretty similar. A lot of second, third gear turns that are middle-ish in length. I don't know how to say that, but between the 80 and 100 mile an hour range. So a lot of consecutive turning, but you don't have a lot of room for a break at that track because you go up to a straightaway, you have to turn right away. It's not like this track where half the lap you're just, I don't know, you could do whatever, eat a sandwich, take a drink of Pepsi. Not an advertisement, but Mugello, there's only one real part of that track where you can like take a break, and that's the front straightaway. Everywhere else, you have to be on your game the entire time. You got to be able to hit it every single time if you want to win the race. So it's going to test everyone's patience. It's going to test everyone's endurance. I think it's going to be a fun one. But like I said, tire wear, I think, will play somewhat of a factor in that race again.
I agree. Definitely great race tonight from you, BDF. Congratulations on your win, and I can't wait to see what you're going to bring next week.
Yeah, all right, thank you. You guys did a good job tonight.
Thank you, thank you. All right,
Thank you,
49er, you
thank
are
you.
up, sir.
J-Mac, the J of the Mac. You got me?
9 of the 4. Sure.
First of all, great race. Absolutely great race. I already know what my second question is going to be. My first question, did the early cautions, I mean, was your pitch strategy affected at all at any time in this race?
I needed a select series of events to happen to be able to win this race, and I was 1 lap short of that. If that caution, I could go 16 laps on tires running real competitive speeds, and we got to restart with 17 laps to go. So if we would have had that caution 1 lap later, I might have been able to pull it off, but I just didn't have the overall speed for BDF. So that was my one thing. Basically, I did what I wanted to do in the race. I mean, we kept getting caution after caution there to start, so I just wanted to get to 14 laps because that's a good safe number and to go and pit and then drive hard from there. And that, I mean, worked out. I was able to get through the field. I was very skeptical of those guys being able to make it, and I guess they made it, depending on your definition of make it. But like I was pretty certain they were going to have to slow their lap times way down, and I was going to be able to get back to them. So that ended up happening. I didn't end up looking like a fool with egg on my face for thinking that. But other than that, I mean, had a mistake-free race for the most part. Just a couple of bobbles. Didn't have too much trouble getting through the field back whenever I was trying to go through all the guys who were conserving, and most of them were pretty lenient or pretty nice. So that, I mean, kind of just a by the numbers race for me, I guess. I was just kind of there and got a good finish out of it.
And that was actually going to be one of my questions, because when the first couple of cautions, the front pack stayed out and the rest of the pack went in, which was going to play a part in the rest of the race, because then they ended up front. So you said it was, I mean, I don't want to say easy, but did you find any issues as you were fighting your way back up front? Anybody that you thought would be easier to get around and they actually put up a fight?
I mean, no one really. By the time I got to him, I was getting to him a little like a lap or two after BDF was. So they had a little more fight in them when. But by the time I was getting to them is when they were kind of learning they needed to save, or they were already committing to pitting. So like I didn't have like Hayden pit right in front of me before I even had to get to him. There were a couple other guys I think that happened with. So I got pretty lucky. Like I said, everyone was pretty kind to me. I mean, they let the faster car go and they ran their strategy and ran their race and let me run mine. And so it wasn't a me just knifing through everyone kind of a thing. Everyone was just real kind to me. That's how it was easy getting through there.
And my last question.
Everyone else.
Yeah, and I'm listening to Frozen and she's doing her part of the commentary, and she said, "And here comes here comes J-Mac," and I'm like, J-Mac? Wait, what? So my last question, because I have to give you like mad props on those restarts. You were inside BDF's head. How did you act? I mean, was it just anticipation or luck, or how did you do that?
I don't know. I was anticipating him pretty well, I guess. I don't know. He was actually going on go. Usually everyone kind of cheats it a little bit and goes at 1 or 2 or whatever, and I'm guilty of that, so I can't really blame anybody for that. But he was going. He was actually kind of messing me up a little bit, but I wasn't like screwing up too bad, and like almost by being fair, he was messing me up a bit, if that makes any sense at all.
Yeah, you get used to everyone going like ahead of time.
But like I don't know. I did a decent job anticipating it, I guess, and whenever I would miss it, I wasn't checking up big time and letting him have that opportunity to go and get away. I mean, I just stayed with him. I never really had a chance to make a move, and I wasn't going to. There was one that I think the final restart, actually, I got through one really good, and he kind of had a slip up, and I had a small hole to stick the nose in there, and I tapped the brake instead of hit the gas and kind of let him get back in line, just because that would have been an opportunity to pass him, I guess, but just how fast he was running, and I was trying to kind of do my own thing. Like, I don't know how pragmatic that would have been how practical that would have been to force the issue there. So I kind of just let that play out, and then he went on and gapped me, and I was able to kind of get a distance on the guys behind me, and that was that.
Well, you ran a hell of a race, and awesome job to you. My hat's off to you. Frozen and I were in awe of your restart abilities and the fact that you knifed your way through, and you guys, all three of you guys, got up front, top 3. That's amazing. Frozen, take it away. I'm out of breath.
I want to say great start for Racing A Racing. Since we got that 2 cars on the podium.
Absolutely.
That's a heck of a job to start off and go for that team championship. So
great job, guys.
My teammate. But anyways.
Sorry. Maybe we sent you a little luck with the driver interview starting off on the first race. Sent you a little luck down your way. So great job on the finish tonight, guys. But Justin, finish on the podium in a strong race. It looked like you guys were on the same strategy. How are you feeling going into this race? You were one of the top guys for speed-wise going into tonight's race. So how are you feeling going into that?
I said a couple of times going in that I would be ecstatic with a podium finish, and being as how I've never gotten one in this series on a road course, that would be like a win. And I'm very happy with how that went.
That's awesome. Yeah, you were very strong, headed out there, started off strong. And you guys were on this, like I said, on the same strategy as far as going in for pits. Were you nervous once you saw that you guys were in the back of the field from going in and they stayed out? Did that make you nervous at all? Were you questioning your strategy?
Not so much that I was questioning my strategy, more of like there was about a 5-second gap where I'm just like, what did they do? Like, I'm just like, what did we just get bamboozled or something? And then thinking about it, I was running like 9th, 10th when that all cycled through.
Mm-hmm.
And then just realistically thinking about it, just the sheer amount of laps that they would have to go on, it kind of more realistically was just waited out and wait till they fall off, which as the laps ticked down one by one, they started to fall off, they started to peel off, started to catch up to people, and just kind of cut my way back up through. And like J-Mac was saying, it wasn't really so much me cutting through, it was more of like people were being respectful out there and pulling over for the guy that they knew had the better tires and was putting together faster laps.
Right, which is not always the case.
No, there were a few, like I know. Well, one is I didn't know if I was going to get to Skyline or not on the last lap. I saw him and J-Mac were going at it pretty good, and then he was going to be off the pace. Even fighting for a podium, I know that he'd probably be the first to tell you that he's not going to pick that fight in that situation, but I did not expect he might not have willingly done it with this car, but I wasn't expecting that to be as easy as it was.
Yeah, I was surprised that he didn't defend that position more. But yeah, I could hear him in Discord, and he was very...
I think if he was able to, he would have, but I don't think his car really gave him the ability to at the time.
Right. Very, very good point, which is, I think, the case with him. And he is a very, very fair driver, so I'm not surprised that he did it. He is, yes, absolutely. He knows when to push it and when to not. Yeah, absolutely. Great job on your 3rd place finish, though. I gotta ask, how do you feel about next week's race at Mugello?
Not as well as I felt about this race. Mugello is the one, like I said in the pre-race interview, that that's like the track out of these that I have the least amount of experience with. So I think it's going to be interesting to try to figure that place out.
Absolutely.
There's not really anything to fall back on from last season because it's a new one, but
yeah, it's definitely a new added track to the IndyCar series. So I don't know about you, but from sitting in the booth, I am very pumped to see you guys race it next week. So yeah, great job tonight. Great season opener.
You never know when cautions will fall and make a race even more interesting, like they did for this one.
Very true.
You know,
this race was expected to go a certain way, but
I didn't ask J-Mac, how do you feel about the next race?
From what little I know about Mugello, it seems to be a place it isn't an overly difficult track to get around, but it punishes mistakes, and you have to be kind of on it to make a fast lap time. And because you have to be on it, BDF was saying you're worried about tires. I don't know. It's going to be a real hard place to save tire, I think, just because of the way it is. Because it's very, very fast. And
I can see that.
You have to carry speed and kind of abuse tire to make lap time. And so it's going to be a very interesting race as the week goes on and we all practice and we kind of figure out how we want to approach the race. Because like I said, it's a place that definitely is going to punish mistakes because there's sand everywhere. And the curbs can be real friendly at times. Curbs. So it's going to be an interesting, very, very interesting race.
Well, this week was interesting. I think, like you were saying, next week will be even more interesting. It'll be the first time we run there, and we have even more people, and it is not the biggest track out there. So I think it'll be a great race, but it'll be interesting to see how you guys run it. Congratulations again tonight on the podium finishes, guys, and BDF on your win. You guys did a great job. 49er, it was amazing to be back in the booth with you again. Always a lot of fun. But I think we're out for the night. Go ahead.
I couldn't wait. These damn buttons on this headset, man. Kicking my ass. I swear. I'm tired of hearing myself talk.
Poor guy. Poor guy.
It was odd. I couldn't wait for the season to get here. This first race, I mean it this time because I've said it in the first 2 seasons, but this race tonight, with everything that happened in the last couple of laps with Duke the Rebel and Skyland and BDF and J-Mac and Justin coming out, you know, showing their experience. If this race is any sign of what the season's going to be like, buckle your seatbelts.
Absolutely. And we're looking at these lap times out here. BDF and JMac took home a 127. BDF got a 127.3 and JMac a 127.8. Both were dirty, but I'll tell you what, you're flying on those laps. So
Dirty people.
dirty people.
Dirty.
But that's it for us tonight. Great job. Next week, like we're saying, Mugello, and we'll be out there Monday night, 6:40. Well, I should be starting stream at 6:40 Eastern Standard Time. We'll have the driver interviews. I want to thank everyone out there for joining 49er and I in the streams. Thank you so much. Thank you for the follows and everything else. You guys are awesome.
May I
and
chime in for one moment?
yes, you can.
For anyone that was around since the start of the stream, the delay was nothing to do with them. They did a great job. That was more on my end and more on trying to get the race set up soon. So that, I think, once we got going, you guys did awesome. But the delay at the beginning was not at all part the broadcasters. Thumbs up to you guys.
Yay, thanks.
Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate that. We all know that Forza isn't the best format and it has its issues. You did a great job setting everything up. Season 3, keep on trucking, man.
Absolutely. And we are out of here for tonight. Tomorrow night, we should be back, I believe, on Forza. A different kind of lobby. I'm excited to show you guys what we're doing tomorrow. Should be 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Wednesday, same story. I think it's Forza. And then Thursday, we're going to be doing a NASCAR tournament. Until then, I hope you guys have a great night. Thank you for everything and take it easy.
Peace.